ever have a husband and my grandbabies. I won't ever see any grandbabies.
Diana can't imagine a world without her daughter Elizabeth Laird in it.
My daughter was bright. She's intelligent. I always wanted to be someone, special.
Sunday's vigil didn't only draw Laird's loved ones, it also drew city leaders and people who didn't even know her, like this young woman who came to show her support after a week of violence. The overwhelming message of the night: take action to protect our community.
The community as well, we know things. Neighborhoods and people who reside in neighborhoods know things. They know people, and we have to be the eyes and the ears for our community and speak up.
Elizabeth Laird, known affectionately as Candy to those who loved her most, was just 27 years old, a young woman with a vibrant spirit and a future full of promise. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, Elizabeth was intelligent, warm, and driven. She was a dedicated student on the verge of completing her training as a surgical technician, just weeks away from reaching a milestone she had worked tirelessly toward. For Elizabeth, healthcare wasn't just a career choice, it was a lifelong dream, rooted in a deep desire to care for others and bring comfort to those in pain. From a young age, she had always known she wanted to work in the medical field. She saw nursing not only as a profession, but as a purpose. Her compassion was matched only by her determination. She believed deeply in the power of healing and the importance of being a light for others during their darkest moments. Whether it was through a kind word, a gentle touch, or simply her presence, Elizabeth had a remarkable ability to make others feel seen, safe, and valued. Her empathy was genuine, her heart expansive, and her impact on those around her undeniable. Tragically, just as she was preparing to embark on the next chapter of her life, she was reported missing after leaving her boyfriend's apartment in the early morning hours. What followed was every loved one's worst nightmare. No one could have imagined that their final conversation with Elizabeth would be their last. Just before 9 a.m. on May 15, 2019, Detroit police responded to a disturbing call at the Parkview Towers and Square apartment complex, located in the 1600 block of Robert Bradley Drive. The call reported the presence of blood inside one of the building's elevators. What began as a routine investigation quickly escalated into a horrifying discovery. A short time later, officers located the body of an adult female inside a dumpster situated behind the building, just northeast of Lafayette Street, on Detroit's east side. The grim scene marked the beginning of a tragic and deeply unsettling case that would send shockwaves through the community. The victim was identified as 27-year-old Elizabeth Laird, who was tragically pronounced dead at the scene after being tortured and strangled to death. What was once a bright and promising future was stolen in the most brutal and unimaginable way. Elizabeth had been visiting her boyfriend at the gated Parkview Towers and Square apartment complex and tried to take the elevator to the garage to get something out of her car in the early hours of the morning, unaware that her life was about to be cut short. During the investigation, surveillance footage from inside the building revealed chilling evidence. A man later identified as 50-year-old James Quill Cockrum was seen entering the elevator with Elizabeth, the same elevator where police had discovered traces of blood. The two were also captured on surveillance, arguing back and forth. It quickly emerged that Cockrum had only been released from prison 3 days prior to the incident. During the time of the incident, Cockerham was a convicted sex offender with a lengthy and disturbing criminal history that spanned decades. His record included violent offenses, and his repeated run-ins with the law painted a grim picture of someone who had long posed a threat to society. Despite his past, he had been released back into the community, where he remained unnoticed until his name surfaced in connection with Elizabeth's murder. After identifying Cockerham as a suspect, Detroit police released his name and image to the public, urging anyone with information to come forward. It remained unclear how he had gained access to the secure building or why he was there at all. Not long afterward, Cockerham was located and taken into custody without incident. For Elizabeth's family, the arrest brought no sense of peace. Their world had been shattered. They were left grappling with overwhelming grief and unanswered questions. How could something like this happen? Why was someone so dangerous allowed back into society? Though an arrest had been made, nothing could undo the pain or bring back the one thing they cherished most, Elizabeth.
7-year-old student who went by Candy had dreams of becoming a nurse. Wednesday, police found her body in a dumpster. This is the man investigators think is responsible. Saturday, James Cockerham was arrested on the city's west side.
He should have never been let out.
Cockerham had previously served time for rape. Detroit police say he met Laird in the elevator of this apartment building on the city's east side. Laird was staying with her boyfriend, according to her family. They don't believe the two knew each other.
She did deserve this.
It's the worst feeling I ever felt in my life. I'm broken up in a million pieces.
The family has started this GoFundMe page to help cover the funeral.
Look at my baby in a casket. I think this is going to be the hardest thing in my life that I'll ever have to do.
Candy's older brother, Curtis, has this message for her suspected killer.
You've taken 27 years of joy, laughter, and happiness and ended it in a matter of minutes. This is a monster.
News of Elizabeth's death spread rapidly across social media platforms, igniting a firestorm of speculation and fear. The public frenzy was intensified by circulating rumors about a potential serial killer operating in Detroit, an alleged predator responsible for the gruesome discovery of 5 bodies discarded in a dumpster. As the story gained traction online, theories multiplied and tensions at the community began to rise, fueled by a mix of genuine concern and viral misinformation. Law enforcement officials addressed the media to dispel the mounting fears. They emphasized that Elizabeth's murder was, in fact, an isolated incident and not connected to any broader pattern of violence. Authorities reassured the community that the suspect had already been apprehended and was in custody, urging the public to remain calm and avoid spreading unverified information. 50-year-old James Quill Cockerham was formally charged with first-degree murder, torture, and unlawful imprisonment in connection with Elizabeth's tragic death. In the wake of her loss, Elizabeth was laid to rest in a Detroit cemetery. However, for nearly a year after her burial, her gravesite remained marked only by a simple placeholder, leaving loved ones with no permanent tribute to honor her memory. That changed when Enduring Memories, a Detroit-based company specializing in headstones and memorials, stepped in with a generous offer. Moved by the circumstances, they provided the family with a custom headstone, free of charge, ensuring Elizabeth's memory will be preserved with dignity and care.
It was hard to find the words. Diana Can learning that Enduring Memories in Detroit would be providing a headstone free of charge for her daughter, Elizabeth Laird.
This is a blessing from God.
Laird, who went by Candy, was just 27 when she was killed last May. She had hopes of becoming a nurse.
She was beautiful inside, not just outside. Some days I am so hurt I can't cry. And then there are other days I literally get sick.
This man, James Cockerham, was found guilty in February of murder, kidnapping, and other charges connected to Laird's death. Police don't believe the two knew each other. He's serving a life sentence, but Can says it will never be enough. For months, she's visited this grave marker at Gethsemane Cemetery to remember her daughter, unable to buy her a headstone the family had wanted.
I go out there, put flowers, balloons, and it would make me feel so much better not having to look for a little marker on the ground looking for my daughter.
Less than an hour after first speaking with Can, Enduring Memories reached out to us after seeing our crew at Laird's gravesite. With their help, Can will now have a headstone worthy of her daughter's memory.
We still have some good people in the world.